Yepa ìmọ́lẹ̀ o.
Yepa oro.
Yepa ìmọ́lẹ̀ o.
Yepa oro.
Yepa ìmọ́lẹ̀.
We are getting ready for the 7th Annual Egungun Festival, and this morning I have with me Chairman of the Ọjẹ Egungun Society for Ancestral Veneration and Cultural Revivalism, Cody Hector. Good morning to you, Cody.
Good morning, Rokas. How are you today?
I am all right. How are you?
I am good. I'm good.
All right. So firstly, tell me about the Ọjẹ Egungun Society. And, how did it start and what is the basis it was founded on?
So, we have a co-founder by the name of Sean Payne, also known as Jagun or Shango. He got a missive when he got initiated into the Egungun fraternity to celebrate his ancestors every year. Mm-hmm. And he started off doing it. He did it for 5 years, 2018 to 2023. And at the 5th year, while I was with him doing the festival, he, as well as the other co-founder, Nigerian by the name of Temitope Owoye, that's what my call that was.
I know, saying I'm going to try and repeat that name, but yeah.
Temitope Owoye. Right? He and Jagun came together and they formed the society because they recognized there was a need and an interest where people wanted to learn more about the procession of the Egungun during, say, the festivals and what it meant and what it represented. And initially, we started off doing it under the home shrine, Osameji, but we came to the realization that we needed to form the society separate from that because everybody has ancestors. Mm-hmm. And since doing so, we have been to churches, shrines, festivals, funerals. So the society's reach is not solely tailored to the practice that we practice. It's all about venerating ancestors, period.
Okay.
Across the board.
So, you said the festival itself has been happening for the last 5 years.
No, 7 years now.
7 years
now. 2018 is when it started.
Right.
The 5-year mark was 2022. 2023, we formed the society.
And then we have...
And now is number 7.
All right. And you mentioned the ancestral veneration, right? Tell me how that, how does the society see that assisting with the challenges we face in society today?
Now, I'm going to draw some references to some other societies around the world.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you look at within Asian culture, they also have a strong ancestral veneration type situation that they partake in, as well as the people in the Middle East, the Arabs. Right? Now, when you look at most of these societies and how far along they are for one, the low crime rate, the progression of the society as a whole, we as devotees of ancestral veneration understand the connection between the two. Mm. So by trying to bring this forward, trying to make this more commonplace in Trinidad and Tobago, what we hope to do is progress the society out of the heavy crime, out of the heavy drug use, out of the ills of the society, out of the negative connotations that the society is seeing right now, right? So the connection to the ancestors and our connection to them and our connection to the knowledge that they would have had would help us all together as a society progress further along. It would see the elimination of a lot of the hiccups that we are seeing in society today.
How do we get the members of society today to see the importance of that and to buy into it? Because the comparisons you make to Asian culture, for example, that's centuries of ancestral veneration,
Correct.
right? So that's been a part of their culture.
Correct.
It's not been something that's been a part of our culture, at least not in the mainstream,
Correct.
right? So how do we then change the mentality of society to say, this is important. This is something that you need to focus on. I know you've been going down this path of negativity. I know you've been doing wrong, but you need to figure out that this is important.
Yeah, well, that was one of the bases for the creation of the society too, right? Because we realized that there are some people who need to have that connection, right? And not everybody really needs to. Even though it's good for everybody to do it, there's some people who need that connection, right? And those people seem to genuinely gravitate towards the idea of it. Right, so with that, what we do is we'd host workshops, we do little keynotes by little events. Earlier this year, we was in Emancipation Village. So through these little events, we start to share and spread the idea of the importance of ancestral veneration.
And how have people been taken to it?
Well, pretty good, to be honest. There's been a lot of traction with the group and with the society and with the ideas of practicing ancestral veneration, which is how the society came to be, because, as I stated earlier, the amount of interest that we saw after the fifth one is what motivated us to create the group. Now, that interest has grown over the last 2 years, right? Even the society has grown over the last year. So people are coming around to it in a more what's the word I want to use here? Open-minded kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, people coming around to it. They're not as fearful as it was before. Because there's a lot of fear around it where the practice was demonized.
Yeah.
Right? So we're coming out of that mentality of it being demonized and it being evil and it being bad. And that is based off our society for itself. Like, we can't force people to do anything really. So they had to choose.
Of course, they have to choose. And but tell me about the celebrations that we have planned, because I see you have something on this weekend, which is the Ancestral Night itself. That's
Right.
just tomorrow.
Yes, that's tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. The Ancestral Night is basically a night where anybody could come and pay homage to the ancestors. Anybody could come and venerate the ancestors. It's a open night where people come and we sing songs and dance and celebrate the ancestors. We perform certain rituals to venerate them. So it's a festival, basically, a celebration of them is what's supposed to happen tomorrow
And
night.
where is that happening?
That's at Light Pole 81 Kamuto Road in San Rafael, which is currently the headquarters for the society.
Okay. All right, fantastic. And then tell me about the festival itself. That's on the 15th, yeah?
Oh, the festival on the 15th, that is the 7th Egungun Festival, right? That festival, this year we're going to have some local talent. We're going to have some ancestral veneration. We're going to do a workshop on ancestral veneration as well. So this will be another opportunity for us to not only celebrate our ancestors and venerate our ancestors, but also to share the knowledge that we've acquired with everybody else who wants to attend. This too is also an open event. Anybody could come, anybody could.
All of these events have no cost attached to them?
No cost attached to it. We cover all costs. We hope to just share the information and through that grow the idea. And by growing the idea, everything will be, beneficial.
And I see on the 13th of December, that's a Friday, we have, is it Shango Festival or Sango celebration?
Shango celebration.
Okay. I just checking, because I see the spelling here, and I was wondering the pronunciation.
Yeah, a lot of people just get the pronunciation wrong, but the thing with the Yoruba language is a lot of the words have different intonations and letters. So what that's going to cause is different pronunciation sometimes. And writing it in English doesn't always convey that intonation. So that pronunciation is understandable.
Yeah.
But the Shango Festival. And
Tell me how we celebrate Shango.
well, Shango is the Imale of fire and lightning. He's the Imale of dance, drumming. He is what we within the practice like to call the primordial man.
I call him the big boss.
Yeah, the primordial
Yeah, I call him the big boss.
Right now, how we venerate him is he typically likes to be venerated really early in the morning. So what's going to happen is somewhere around midnight, we're going to start to chant and play drums and sing prayers and sing orikis for him. And eventually, we're going to do our offering for him somewhere around probably 3 to 4 a.m. Right? And then we'll ask if the offering was accepted, and he'll accept, and we'll dance and sing some more. Right? The whole time, we'll make sure that his elements and effects are present. So we'll have probably some fire burning. We'll have other items he might like. And it's a ritual where, while you're doing it, you tend to feel the presence of the energy come. So it's a very, very, very eye-opening and enlightening thing to witness, right? But that's essentially how we venerate him, is more about the time of the morning for him, right? So if you ever go to any Shango celebration, it usually is really early in the morning. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
That's the time he like to come out.
Yeah, that's the time he like to come out.
All right.
He like to show off.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Cody, and for sharing a little bit of information. I want to invite everybody to head on up to Lampole 81 Komuto Road in San Rafael to be a part of the celebrations, even if it's just to be curious, to learn something new, to witness it, to be able to say that you were a part of the Egungun Festival and the celebration, so you have a better understanding of ancestral veneration and how you can be a part of it and how it can change your life. Thank you again for joining us this morning.
Pleasure was mine. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, man. We take a quick break and we come back with more in our morning show. Stick around.
Ambassador,